Do UK prisons rehabilitate people? That's what this video is all about. And in answering this question slash proposition, I'm going to be speaking about some of my own experiences in HMP Newhall, and I've made quite a lot of other videos about my experiences there. And if you'd like, you can watch those videos by going here or clicking on the link in the description. But for now, if you are new to me today, hello, where you watching from? Are you in America? Are you in England? What do you think of this question, first of all? And put that in the comments. If you've got any, while I'm speaking, if you've got any comments or questions, again, put them in the comments and I will answer them in upcoming videos. I make honest videos about what goes on in the UK mental health system about 3 to 4 times a week, as well as uplifting motivational videos about how you can overcome abuse and obstacles and live a good life. I really would appreciate it if you could press that subscribe button and give it a share, to raise awareness. And also 1050, not long, I'm going to be doing another giveaway, and there's more information on that later on in the video. But yeah, prisons. Rehabilitation. First of all, what does rehabilitate mean? There is a definition that I've printed off. So, rehabilitation, the action of restoring someone to health or normal life through training and therapy after imprisonment, addiction or illness. Very vague. Another one is the action of restoring something that has been damaged to its former condition. Again, that's vague, but it's something to go off. When I was in HMP Newhall, it seemed to me that everyone around me was struggling massively with mental health. And it's something that I have talked about in my other videos. I was in there really struggling. I was suicidal. I was, paranoid. I was in and out of healthcare, the mental health part of the prison. I was having, sickness. I was having night terrors. I was really not well mentally. They even, they stopped me from having mental health medication when I went in there. So just on that is not conducive to anybody's mental state. To feel rehabilitated, establishments and places have to look at the issues. They have to look at the reasons why people ended up in the criminal justice system or in the prison in the first place. For me personally, I was struggling mentally. I was, ringing a lot of ambulances. I was ringing the crisis team a lot. I was, a lot of self-harm attempts, a lot of suicide attempts, trespass. I did end up assaulting somebody, and I do regret that. I don't think I should have been in prison, and for that, no, I don't think it rehabilitation. The wider picture, I've got a lot of friends that have done extensive time in prison. I'm talking years and years. They say a very similar thing to me. They say that the place is full of unwell people and there isn't any staff, there isn't any resources, and it's a case of like a holding centre. Like people are, picked up, put in another box, and then people are expected to just get better, like just change, overnight. And it's like, if you pick up a stone and put it in another room, it's still going to be a stone, right? Why do these institutions think that just locking someone up is going to change them? That's ridiculous. And other countries like Norway, Iceland, they do a lot better job of helping people that have had issues in their life. Because let's face it, people that end up in prison, a lot of the time, they're not just bad people. Some are, the paedophiles and, scum like that, and, child abusers and rapists and stuff. I don't have any time for that. But, for instance, robbing shops. It's a shitty thing to do, yeah? And I'm sorry if this has happened to you. I am. And I'm not making excuses for any of that. But what I'm saying is obviously there is issues behind that. It might be drug addiction. It might be homelessness. It might be, bad budgeting skills. It might be they're in a domestic abusive relationship and their partner's stealing the money. So they're having to go. People don't know what goes on behind closed doors, right? but the criminal justice system thinks that they do. And what I mean by this is there isn't really any empathy. There isn't really any, oh right, okay, this is because of this. You're expected to just do everything. You're expected to have all the money or have all the skills and have all the resources. There was, I've seen how underfunded these places are. When I was in HMP Newhall, a lot of the time you couldn't even come out your room because there's no staff. It isn't a case of, there's swimming pools and there's all these snooker tables and, there's all these different activities. I mean, there is, I don't know about swimming pool, but there is, activities, but not very often because there's not enough staff to do them. So people are left in the cells with their own thoughts, and that isn't conducive to anybody's mental health, whether you've got a mental illness or not. It can cause people to be depressed. It can cause people to, go over into suicidal ideation. I think it's cruel locking someone in a box for 23 hours a day. That's torture. Because every human being needs social interaction. Every human being needs comfort. Every human being needs warmth and understanding. And no, in my opinion, prisons make people worse. I'm not drug inclined, but I know a lot of people when they were in prison, they were coming down off drugs, or they were easily able to get them. There was a woman that, I think she was on heroin, or I'm not sure, because like I said, I'm not really clued up on all the drug lingos and stuff, but she was able to get it quickly because, there was loads of drugs in the prison. Like, there's more drugs in prison than on the streets, seriously. And if you know all the different contacts, you can get everything. Like, within a couple of days, you can have the heroin, you can have the weed, you can have, anything you want in there. So it's a case of, there's no real encouragement, like, to change. It's a case of, you change in this box and then that's that. You get a date to leave and that's that. People aren't really encouraged to do anything. I've seen people just sat about in Newhall and, you're not really doing anything. And, I've said to the staff, what do I do now? And they said, oh, well, it's up to you. And it's like, well, okay, it's life. That is life in a sense. Like, I'm in my own house now and I'm choosing to do these videos. I'm choosing to do this. I choose what I want to do with my life. But when you're in a jail, you would have thought that they would implement a routine. You would have thought that they make it kind of obligatory to go to counselling, or, to do a drug course, or, to do that. But it's not. A lot of the time it isn't offered, and a lot of the time there's no staff, and it's dangerous in these places. I mean, it's slightly different for women's prisons, albeit there's less violence. It's the fact there is less violence. But, I've still seen fights in jail, and were the staff quick to intervene? Nope. Did it change anything? Nope. Was there still animosity on the wing? Yep. Because, you need to remember that a prison is like a normal prison population. You've got about 50, 60, I don't know, probably about 40, 50 women with about 4 staff. So it's like, you don't feel safe. And the way that prison is, you get a criminal record, even for the smallest things. So it's like, there isn't a lot of hope for people when they get out in that sense, because a lot of judgment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, oh no, you've got a criminal record, you can't have a job, or we're not taking you to university now because of this, or we're not doing this because of that. And it's even difficult to get housing when you've got a criminal record, believe it or not. So no, I don't think prisons help people at all, really. I think they need to exist, but I think they need a complete overhaul. They need to be run more like treatment centres, because locking someone in a box and saying you need to change ain't going to change anything. You know, it's like that reverse psychology mentality. You know, if you say to a little kid, don't touch that box, you know, they're going to do it, aren't they? They're going to be curious. But if you say to somebody, look, it's up to you if you want to change, but we're here to help you if you do, and this is why the benefits of this, and this is some courses or skills that we've got on offer, it would be so much better for people. But what I've seen, that does not happen in women's prisons. You know, people, there's a broken housing situation in the UK. You know, rents are going up. You know, the price of everything's gone up, as people feel and know. So a lot of people can't afford to live, or they've got into that trap, which I'm going to do another video on, of they've got a conviction, you know, so they can't get housing, so they're deliberately committing crime to go to prison to get a bed and food. You know, I call it subsistence crimes. You know, just to get by. So in that respect, how on earth is the prison system working if people are deliberately committing crime to go back? They don't sort your housing out. They don't sort your benefits out. They don't sort your mental health out. They don't do anything, really, if I'm honest with you. Like I said, I'm biased because I was only there twice for 6 weeks, but I spoke to someone that was a lifer. You know, she did about 8 years, and she had about God knows how many years left. And even she said it. She said, to be honest, she goes, the place hasn't really helped her at all. You know, you see what you want to see, you know, and if you want to be free up there, that's a great start, but you won't get much encouragement in prison. You know, it's a case of, you know, you did wrong and this is that. I do hope for change and I hope for reform, because people, they're going to rebel against a broken system. They're going to exploit a broken system, and they're going to be upset about a broken system, you know, and the UK prison system is broken. There isn't a UK mental health system, and the housing crisis is getting scarily bad. And all these things are interconnected. So unless something changes, no, prisons don't rehabilitate people in the UK. They cause more problems. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Comments in the description. It's fine if we disagree. This is a debate. This is an open forum. But yeah, it's been nice chatting, or, you know, talking to you from a camera. Look, you know, I would really appreciate if you press that subscribe button. Okay, so at 1050, I'm going to do another giveaway. So there's going to be one lucky winner will get all of my books signed in paperback and a £50 Amazon gift voucher emailed to you, so you can spend it on whatever you like, whether that be new pair of shoes or self-help books or new era cap, whatever you want. Just want to say thank you, like I said, for the support for this channel, because I'm not monetized. I do it because I like to do it, and I'm trying to raise awareness. So yeah, thank you for listening, and another video coming tomorrow or soon. Bye for now. It's been Michelle. Love and light.